Okay, is my screen visible? Thank you, Kurshit. I was on mute.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Is everyone ready with the collab? Please confirm that too.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, okay. Fine. So I'll proceed with the components, okay? Fine. So when we are writing the code, for example, yesterday we wrote a very basic code, right? For adding two numbers, subtracting two numbers, multiplying two numbers. We wrote that code. So what all it's required for the writing that code? Let me take the same code. So what are the components are required while writing this? Components in the sense, so what all I need to give for just adding two numbers or for writing the program, a Python script. Say I was taking ABC, which is a variable, right? So that is one component. And talking about this 10 and 20 is a data, some constant value. So that is one component. Okay, so we have certain rules also to follow while writing a program. So let us see what is all those rules. That is actually we call it as component. Component is nothing but what all is required and what all you have to follow while writing a code. That is components. Can you see the list over here? We have variables, we have constants, we have identifiers, and we have reserved words, and we have expression and statement, and we have blocks and indentation, and we have comments. Okay, so we have all these components. Okay, now let's see one by one. What is variable? Can you tell me what is variable over here in this code? So whenever you're writing some code, some data is required to perform that code. So for storing that data, I need a variable. Yes or no? So that is variable. Are you clear with variable, everyone? Yes, ABC. Yes, Dhanalakshmi. ABC is a variable. Yeah. And what about constant? Constant is not like that I'm giving 10, 20. That is not constant. That is a data. Clear. Constant means something which you cannot change. For example, I think in physics we have a constant value like a pi value 3.14, which is constant, which cannot be changed. Yes or no? That is a constant value, which cannot be changed. Okay, so that is also one of the component in Python. And for defining the constant value, we use the letter or we give the name in the capital letter so that between the developers, we'll have some communication like, okay, if they see some name in a uppercase or capital letter, we'll understand that it is a constant, which should not be changed. Clear? So that is constant. Coming to identifiers. See, identifier is nothing but very simple. Whenever you're giving some variable name, okay, so as of now, we have taken ABC. You can take any name. You can take number 1, number 2, or you can take add 1, add 2. You can give any name as a variable name. But when you're giving that variable name, we have certain rules. It should not start with a number. I will show you the rules for the identifier. But this is the file I will be sharing you at the end of the session by today. Okay, don't worry. And see, identifier. What they are telling identifier means any name you are using this identifier. Whatever the name, for example, when I'm writing a code, whatever the name I'm using for storing the data, that name is identifier. So that name can be variable name or it can be a constant name. And when we are dealing with function, I think in Python we have function, class, objects, yes or no, we have oops, everything. For everything we are going to give a name. Okay, so when you're planning to give variable name or constant name or function name, class name, object name, we have certain rules to follow. Can you able to see all these rules? The 9 rules, is it visible? Let me take this and put it in.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go through these 9 rules. I'll put it. So these are the 9 rules you have to follow. I request you to mute.
Hello.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So they are telling whenever you're planning to give the identifier name, which is nothing but variable name, class name, function name, object name, it should actually they are telling you can use uppercase, lowercase, you can also use numbers, and you can also use underscore. So all these are allowed characters. And the second point, which is not allowed, you cannot use special characters. And what about the third rule?
Identifier sensitive.
It means case sensitive means what? Let me tell you. If you are giving capital A equal to, or let me take capital X equal to 10. If you are taking capital uppercase X and if you are trying to print lowercase x, it will not work. Again, you will hold on. Still running. You will end up with name error. Let me run it again. Okay, here I've given A. So see, A also I've given here. So it is telling A also it's not there. Let me take X. Now, so now you'll be getting a name error called name X is not defined. Why? Why is it so? Because I have defined uppercase X and I'm printing lowercase x. So which will lead to name error again. So that's why they are telling Python is case sensitive. Clear? Python is case sensitive. Identifiers are case sensitive. If you are using capital uppercase, you have to access that variable only through uppercase. You cannot change it. And fourth rule, identifiers should not start with a number. For example, if I'm giving some name over here, see I have a code here. Okay, let me take lowercase x. Okay, so this works fine now. And if I'm giving the variable name like 1x and printing 1x, let me run it and see. You will end up with syntax error. So where it is pointing to the towards 1, which means your identifier name, nothing but variable name, should not start with a number. But it can end with a number. You can use x1, but you should not use, or it should not start with a number, but it can end with a number. Clear? But it should not start with a number. And what about fifth rule? Do not use reserved words as your identifier. Any idea what is reserved words? What is reserved words? Anyone? Keywords. Very good. Very good. Wonderful. So keywords. What are the keywords? Keywords. Maybe already in the technical side, or maybe if you're in a programming side, you will understand. Yes, whatever the inbuilt things we have, int, float, if else, very good, very good. We'll list out and see what are the keywords, reserved words we have it, so that you cannot use that as a variable name or any name, because that is a concept word, right, which is already built in and we are going to make use of that. You cannot use if or else or int or float. For example, if I'm taking int equal to 100, do you think it will accept if I print int? Int is a data type. It knows that. So if you are using that as a, okay, int means like it's not allowed. You should not use. See, sometimes if I'm taking if, see, I'll show you the difference between why it is accepting. See, if I'm giving if, it is showing syntax error, okay, which means that is a reserved word or some concept word we are using it, which will not accept. In the same way, int, float, everything is a built-in. If it is accepting also, you should not take. Why? Because the data type and the variable name will have a clash. To overcome or to avoid that clash, you should not take any built-in function. For example, print, integer, float, string, list. You cannot take anything as a variable name. Okay, I think data types doesn't come under keywords, but also you should not take that as a variable name. Clear? So why just look, we'll have a look at the keywords. What are the keywords we have? Okay, what is keyword? Keyword is a module, right? So for that, you have to import. Whenever you're making use of modules or package or libraries in Python, you have to use import, and then only you can make use of those keywords. Clear? So let me import and have a look at the what are the keywords we have. Okay, hold on. That is not keywords, it is keyword. Okay. So I can import, then I'm going to print all the keyword. Keyword. Maybe you can also try .kw list. So now you can able to see all the reserved words over here. Can you see it here? See, it is telling false, none, true, and as, and elif, else, and for loop. We have no for loop, and you can find if, else. Even import is a keyword. Okay. Lambda. See what I think they have given few keywords over here, which is nothing but reserved words. So which you cannot use all these names as a variable name. For example, if I'm taking class, okay, let me take class equal to 100, and if I print class, hold on, then again you'll get syntax error, which it will not accept. Clear? Okay, so this is the fifth rule, I think so. Do not use reserved words as your identifier. And what about sixth, seventh, and eighth rule? So they are telling you should not use underscore before, after, both single and double underscore. You should not use before and after. Clear? See, it will accept. Let me tell you, it will accept. But they are telling you should not use. Why? Because whenever you're defining something private or confidential, in that case only the developer will use underscore. Unnecessarily, you should not use. It is not recommended. For example, see, if I use underscore a equal to 100, if I run it, it will accept. See, it is accepting. We are not getting any error. It will accept. But they are telling you have to use only for the privacy code, or if you're keeping it something private, you have to go for it. Otherwise, you should not use underscore before and after. But you can use it between. For example, if I'm taking number underscore 1, you can use it between. To overcome the space, to avoid the space, you can use underscore. Clear? To avoid the space, you can use underscore. Because as a developer, what we will do now, whenever we are saving the file name, we won't be leaving. For example, if my file name is Python intro, I won't leave space in between. In case if I'm planning to leave space, I will replace that space with underscore. That is a professional way of dealing. Why? Because if I'm sharing my file with you, if you are into different platforms, sometimes the space will not be acceptable in different platforms. In those cases, we will be replacing the space with underscore. So it is good practice to replace your space with underscore from now onwards. Clear? But the underscore, it is not recommended to use before and after, but you can use it in between. Clear, everyone? And constant already we have spoken about. So these are the rules you have to follow while giving a variable name or identifier name. Clear? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Very good. Next one is, I think we are done with this first four components. Next one is expression and statement. What is expression and statement? See, when you're writing some code, they are telling expression and statement is very, very important. That is also one of the component. What is expression? See, expression is nothing but it will look at this. They are telling expression will return some output. That is expression. And statement, they are telling if you're defining some statement, it will not give the output. See, nothing, when you're writing some code, all these components are required. Variable, constant, identifier, you have to follow the rules. You have to follow the protocol. You should not start with a number. You should not allow special character. All these are, will come when you write some code. Yes or no? All these are the components you have to remember and consider while writing a code. And also, without an expression and statement, there is no code at all. Okay, now as of now, understand expression is nothing but it is returning some outcome. Yes or no? Expression means what? It is returning the outcome. And what about statement? Statement, they are telling it will not give the output. Now I'll tell you what is the difference between, how to define it. For example, if I'm taking a equal to 100, do you think when I run this cell, will I be getting outcome of this or output? If I run this cell, will I get any output? Tell me that, Anu. Will I be getting output? No, I will not be getting it, because if I run, it will accept. It will store that 100 to the variable a, but it will not give any outcome, which is nothing but this is a statement. I'm assigning 100 to the variable A. This is a statement which will not give outcome. Clear? For example, let me take one more statement. B equal to 200. It will not return any outcome. It will accept. But what is expression over here? If I'm planning to do some operation, or if I'm planning to print that variable, that is expression which will return the outcome. For example, if I print A, I'll be getting the answer, which this expression is giving me some outcome. For example, if I'm giving A plus B, this is an expression. I'm adding two numbers, which will return some outcome. Clear? The difference between expression and statement. So this is also required while writing a code. This is also one of the component. Clear? Done? Next we have blocks and indentation in Python. What is block and indentation? Already we have discussed indentation yesterday. What is indentation? Yes, Harish. Expression is, it's not required to define the statement. You can also directly add the numbers, right? For example, I can give print. I can add 10 plus 20 directly like this, which will give the outcome. So this is also one of the expression which is giving the outcome. Okay, so statement is for storing these numbers, we are taking the statement. It is not that for the expression we should have the statement, not like that. Maybe when you're writing some block of code, what you're saying is correct. Otherwise, without statement also, see, expression you can solve it here. Okay. And what is indentation? Yes, I'm getting the answer. Very good. It is space. Okay. So they're telling that when you're writing some block of code, see, for example, how many of you know loop concept, for loop? Just for example, I'm going to take here. We will be seeing that loop concept tomorrow. But as of now, how many of you know loop? If I take a small example of that, loop is nothing but iteration. Okay, let me tell you. For example, I'm writing a very basic code. Okay, so I'm taking a list here. I'm taking 5 values in a list. I know, I think everybody know list, right? It is one of the data type. So everyone know what is list. Correct. Now, I wanted to, for example, if I print this list A, what will happen? What will be the outcome? I'll be getting all these lists together. I'm getting all the values together in the output. What in case if I wanted to access this list one by one? For example, if I wanted to iterate this list one element by element. For example, first I wanted to access 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5. Then in that case, I have to go for loop concept. Yes or no? So I'm going to take for loop. And I need variable for accessing all the number or all the element in the list. So I'm going to take variable as I, then in A. This is nothing but when first time my loop will go and take 1, which is nothing but first time my I will be 1, then second time my I will be 2, and third time my I will be 3. That is variable I. And where I'm going to access this element in the list A. So that's why I'm giving for I in A. And if I print A, I'll be getting all the values one by one. Before when I printing, I was getting all the values together. But here it will go and access element by element, one by one. Clear? And for example, if I wanted to square this, or if I wanted to multiply all the I value with 2, that also will happen. Clear? Okay, now I have written some code over here. For writing this concept, did you notice one thing? This is a block of code. This is a block of code where I have written. For defining this loop, can you see I have maintained this space over here, which is called indentation. For defining for loop or if else, indentation is must. Space is must. If I'm not leaving space here, if you run it and see, you will end up with indentation error. So what does it mean? Wherever space is required, you have to give space. Wherever the space is not required, you should not give. Clear? That is indentation. So here in the loop, indentation is must. Got it? Here in the loop, indentation is must. So this is a block of code and indentation. Clear? This is called block and indentation. And what else we have? Comments in Python. Very simple. For example, see if I'm taking this, I'm writing a code. If you wanted to comment or take notes regarding this, how will you write it? For example, I'm taking for loop using list. Okay. to define block and indentation. We have done that only now, right? So if I write this or if I'm taking this notes and if I run this, I'll be ending up with error because it will consider this notes also as a code. So for that, I have to keep it in a, I have to keep this line in a comment mode. How will you comment this? Either you can press shift hash or you can go for control forward slash. Control forward slash. Clear? That is called comments. So comments is very important. All these components, whatever we have seen is will be helpful or you must know before writing a code. Clear? So these are the components we have seen today. Everyone clear with the components? So we have seen what is variable, constants, identifier means when you're giving some name, identifier name, whatever the name we are using in the Python code, how it should be. So we saw 7 rules for that, and we saw what is expression and what is statement, and we saw what is a block of code and what is indentation, where you should give indentation, where you should not give indentation. And the last one is how to comment. Everyone clear with the components? And yes, Harish, identifiers is user defined. We are going to give the name, but we have to follow certain rule, which it should not start with a number, and we have certain rules. Okay. Everyone clear with? Okay, good. Okay, shall we start with data types? Okay. Okay, thank you for the response. Now let me start with the data types. Actually, we have two types data types over here. So one is fundamental. So fundamental data types is a very basic data type. Okay. So what are those? It is int, float, then we have bool, then we have none, then we have yes, this one only. And the second type is we have derived, which is advanced level data type. Derived data types. Let me tell you how to define each and every data type and how to use it. Okay. So derived is very, very important. Fundamental is easy actually. Already we have seen what is int float, you know, right? So derived is very important. List, tuple, and we have string, we have dictionary, and we have range, and we have set. Okay, list, tuple. Okay, these are the two types of data types. So fundamental and derived. Okay, so let me start with the fundamental. Okay, so don't worry, already we have the materials, everything is there. By today, at the end of the session, I'll be like, they will be, the concerned person will be uploading in the groups, WhatsApp groups or wherever it is required, okay? Because I was waiting me to complete few concepts. So then only you will understand the material. So I'll be sending it by today. And, okay, let me start with int. How to define int? Very simple, take any variable, give int, and if you're printing a, and if you wanted to check whether this A is holding the integer or not, get type of A. And also you will be having ID of A. If you run this, your answer will be, yes, it is integer. The type is int. And see, you have the respect ID, reference ID. See, in Python, whenever you're creating a variable and whenever you're assigning the data to that variable, the ID will be created immediately. Immediately, it will create the reference ID. Clear? That is the ID we are getting here. Got it? And what about float? And why I'm getting class int? Any idea? Why I'm getting class? Because in Python, everything is an object. Everything is an object. Only when you, if you have a only when you have a class, you will have an object. Clear? For example, if class is a blueprint, based on that blueprint, we can create multiple products, right? So class is a design. Class is the base. So under that only we are going to create multiple objects. So that's why whenever you are getting the type of any data or any variable, it will tell you class int, class float, class string, class list. Because in Python, everything is an object. Okay, maybe when you're learning OOPS, you will understand more about this. Why it is telling class int. Clear? Because it is built in already, as I told, developer has kept everything built in, which is very easy for us to use it. So that's why they are telling in Python, I think int is also an object which will come under class. Clear? Okay. And what about float? Very simple. Keep some decimal point in between. If I'm taking 10.4, then if you print B, then type of B, then ID of B. This is how you can define float. Okay. I hope everyone is trying with me. Are you clear with int, float? Everything, Nikita, not only fundamental. I think whatever the data types we are using it now, developer has created and he has kept it. We're just using the structure of that, and we are utilizing. We are using all those data as an input in our code. Okay. Already we have int. Already we have float. So by giving 10 to the variable a, it understands. Okay, we are using integer as an input. By giving 10.20, it understands. Okay, we are using float as an input. Clear? Is my voice is breaking even now? Saranya? Okay. So let me go with bool. What is bool? Boolean. Any idea what is Boolean? Very good. True, false. So how my machine will understand true and false? True means 1. False means 0. That's how my machine will understand. Excellent. For example, if I'm taking bool, maybe you can use it in the print function, print bool of, if I'm giving 1, if you run this, it will return true. Because my machine will understand only 1 means true, 0 means false. So if I give 0, it will tell you false. Clear? And what in case if I'm directly using this name as true? If I'm giving this, what will happen? It will give you true only. Why? Because, see, inside bool, if there is something, if you're giving something, it will understand that, okay, it is true. For example, if I give true, it is giving true. Okay, what in case if you use false? Let me see if I give false. False means false. Okay, so true means true, false means false, which is 1 also will consider as true, and 0 it will consider as false. And now you have to tell me one thing. What will be the answer for this now? Bool of 1. Okay, but see how I have given 1 inside the quotation. If I'm using 1 inside the quotation, what will be the type of that? String now. It will be string. Okay, and what will be the answer now? True. Okay, so it is telling that inside bool I have something in the quotation, so it is true. Okay, see, apart from true, false, 1, 0, if you're planning to use quotation, inside the quotation, first of all, it will see whether I have something inside over there. If it is anything available inside the quotation, it is going to give it as a true. Otherwise, it is false. I'll tell you how. Now, can you tell me what will be the answer for this? Bool, I'm giving quotation, inside quotation, I'm giving 0. What will be the answer for this? I think everyone will give false. Okay, I think someone was giving true, which is correct one. Okay, see, usually people will blindly look at the 0 and say 0 means false. Not like that. Look how I have given this 0. I've given inside a quotation. Now it is not 0 now. Now it is a string, which means inside the quotation I have something. So if you run this, your answer will be true. Clear? Okay. And what about now? I don't have anything inside the quotation. If you are using quotation, if you have anything inside, either it's 1 or 0, it doesn't matter. Because without quotation, if it is 1 means it is true, 0 means false. If it is inside the quotation, it doesn't consider it as 1 and 0. It is some string we have. So that is why we are getting true. What about now? Inside the quotation, I have nothing. Inside the quotation, if you have something, it will be true. If you're having nothing, it's going to be false. Okay. What about now? What about now? See, I've given a space inside the quotation. What will be the answer now? I have something inside this quotation, which means yes, I'm getting a true, which is a right answer. Very good. Because don't think I don't have anything inside the quotation. I have a space. So then it is going to tell it's a true. Clear? Okay. So this is how Boolean works. And we have none. None means what? Nothing. None means nothing. If you print none, it's going to be none again. None means nothing. For example, if you have some data, if there is no data available, for example, if I'm taking student details, I don't have some student address or phone number, then it is none. Null value, right? It is none. So none means nothing. Clear with the fundamental data types? A basic one, basic data type, that is fundamental. Good. Now let me move to the derived data types. What are the derived data types we have? All these are very, very important. Even today in industry, even today we are using it. We are keeping our data in a list or dictionary. Dictionary is 100% we are using it. Okay. And we use string. I think all the derived, we are using it even today. Okay. So please focus. As of now, in data types, we are just learning what all the data types are available and what are the data types can be used as an input. Now you got to know, right? I'm giving you some problem statement, how you should write a program, what are the rules are available, and what are the data you can use as an input. Now I think you got some idea about that. If I give some problem statement, you can use either fundamental data type as an input or derived data type as an input. Only when you have an input, we can apply some operations and we can get the solution, right? So for that, you have to know what all the data types are available. That's why we are exploring one by one. Okay. Now let me start with the derived. The first one is list. Already you know, we have seen list. So your structure of list is square bracket. Whatever you're keeping inside the square bracket, it's going to be list. Okay. And list will contain any element as an any data as an element. It's nothing but list should hold only integer, float, nothing like that. So list we used to call it as heterogeneous element. List is heterogeneous elements. Okay. Which means you can have mixture of data. One element I can have int, one element I can have float, and one element I can have a boolean, which is true. See, for boolean true, T should be capital and F should be capital. Okay. Then even I can have one more element as a list itself. Clear? So list is, and please give name to the list. A equal to some list I've given. Okay. So list is nothing but heterogeneous element. I can print and get type of the list, and you can also get the ID of the list. Okay, I'm getting, okay. See, I have given unnecessary space. That's why I'm getting indentation error. Okay. So this is how you can create a list, define a list, and print it, get type and ID of a list. Clear? And one more thing. List have indexing. List have indexing. Indexing means what? I think in graph we'll have, right, on the positive side we have 0, 1, 2, 3. On the negative side we have -1, -2, -3. That is indexing. For example, how can I have indexing over here? So this is positive indexing. For example, here I'll be having 0. So this is on 0th indexing. Then this is 1, the first indexing, and this is second indexing, and this is third indexing, and this is fourth indexing. So whatever I have here is a positive indexing which starts from 0. Each element will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what about negative? Negative indexing will be like this. I'll be having -1 and -2 and -3 and it goes in reverse, -4 and -5. Clear? Let me comment this line, otherwise I'll be getting syntax error. Now, do you understand how the indexing is being followed? Yes or no? Let me know. Are you clear with positive and negative indexing? Yes. So why do we have indexing over here? Any idea? Because if I wanted to access any element inside the list, how can I access? Only through the indexing I can access it. For example, if I wanted to access the element high, how can I access? What is my list name A? So give A, then in the square bracket, give the index position where that high is located. I think it is located in the indexing number 1. So I'm going to give A of 1. I mean A in the square bracket, you have to give 1. If you run that, look at the answer. I'm getting high. So I can able to access the element through the indexing. For that, I have indexing. Clear? What in case if I'm giving -3? What will be my answer for this? Okay, I've given equal to, sorry, it's -3. Yes, what will be the answer for this? -3. Yes, indexing is to fetch an element. Very good. Okay, I'm getting answer from -3 means let me run. It's 5.6. Very good. Okay, so indexing we have is to fetch an element, access an element. Clear? And one more thing, very, very important in list. We have lot of advantages in list. That's why mostly we keep our data in the list and dictionary. Okay. So I told list is heterogeneous, where you can have mixture of element, and I told list have indexing. And now one more thing I'm going to include is list is mutable, and I'm going to tell item assignment is possible. What is that? Some new term we are hearing it, right? Mutable and item assignment. Very simple. Only the word is difficult, but the process is very simple. See, mutable means if you are able to change one element or replace one element, that is item assignment. Item assignment is possible. In that case, we can modify our data, right? For example, instead of high, if I wanted to take some list, or instead of true, I wanted to give some string, you can replace those elements. So that's why we are telling item assignment is possible. Wherever item assignment is possible, the particular data type is mutable. And here item assignment is possible, and that's why list is mutable. Shall we try it and see? For example, let me take indexing 3. I wanted to replace that indexing 3, I think we have is true. I'm going to replace that true with, let me take hello. Okay. And after, see, if I run this, it is replaced. But how to look at the changes? Again, print the list and see. You will find the changes. Can you see that? Third indexing, true is being replaced with hello. So which means item assignment is possible over here, and that's why list is mutable. So these three terms are very, very important. List is heterogeneous element, list have indexing, both I think we have to include. List have indexing, both positive and negative. Clear? And also very important is mutable and item assignment. These terms are very important. Clear? And now you got to know why it is mutable. Why? Because item assignment is possible. And also you can do one more thing. With the indexing, you can slice your data. For example, if I'm taking, for slicing the data, you have to mention your start indexing first. Start, then where you have to stop and step. Which means in this list, where I have to start slicing it. For example, let me slice like this. From high, I wanted to slice till, okay, we are replaced, right? So from high, let me slice it till hello. How can I slice it? Take the list name and let me start with the first indexing. And I wanted to end till hello. I think hello is 0, 1, 2. Hello is the third indexing. So I'm going to give 4. Why 4? Because stop is always exclusive. If you're giving 4 as a stop index, it will take till 3. So it will take the before value only. So that's why if I wanted to stop till 3, you can do 4. Because the rule is stop is exclusive. Clear? And step, what about step? Step you can do 1. So that it will take continuously in the order. Okay. Now look at the answer. You will get the sliced. So we are getting high, 5.6 and hello. Clear? And what in case if I'm giving step value as 2? Let me take more value here so that you will understand. Okay. So let me run this again. Okay, I'm running this. And now I'm starting with the first indexing and let me give till 6 or 7. Okay. If I run this starting from first indexing, it will take till 6th indexing. Clear? And what in case my step value is changed? Since my step value is 1, it is taking from 1 first indexing till 7th indexing, it is taking in the order. What in case if my step value is 2? So starting from the first indexing, which means starting from high, it will take every second element. High, then hello. Then from hello, the second element is 3. And from 3, the second element is 5. It will take every second element. Let me run it and show. Clear? So starting from high, actually, it will look at the start index, where it is starting. From the start, every second. You should not directly go and take second element or third element. It is wrong. From the start indexing element, you have to pick every second element. Clear how this slicing is working? Yes or no? Yes. But this is positive slicing. How can you do negative slicing? Any idea? For example, I have to start from -1 and end till -9. And your step also should be negative. Reverse only. Otherwise, it will not work. Now, this is how your negative slicing works. It will take in reverse. Starting from -1 till -8, it will take. And -1. Step value is -1. If I am giving my step value as a positive, okay, see what happens. It will not fetch the value at all. Because you are slicing in reverse and your step value is going in a positive side. How it will work? It is a contradict. It will not fetch the value. That's why it is giving you empty list. Clear? So make sure that your step value also it is in negative. And this is how slicing will work. Negative slicing. Clear? Fine. And what in case if I'm giving like this? For example, I'm just giving A double column, which means I didn't mention the start, stop, step, nothing. So what will happen now? Since I didn't mention anything, it will fetch and give us the complete list. Because I didn't ask anything. It is empty. So what it will do now, it will take all the values or the complete list it will fetch and give us. Clear? This is double column. And now, what in case if I'm giving double column -1? You know what is double column now. It will fetch the complete list. If I'm giving -1 now, what will happen? Any idea? Yes. What is that? Reverse. Yeah. Right to left is nothing but reverse. You can tell reverse. Yeah. Very good. So it will reverse the complete list. Okay. Now easily you can reverse. For example, if I have some list, for example, let me take B. I have some list. Okay. If you wanted to reverse, very simple. Take B, double column -1. It will reverse the complete list. Clear? This is how you can reverse it. Now we just discussed what is positive slicing, negative slicing, how to reverse it. Yes or no? So that is list. And also we have lot of methods in list. Okay. Every data type have a methods. So I'm going to discuss very few important things we are using in the industry. Now let us see what are the methods we have in list. How to check whether what are the methods we have in list. Very simple. Give directory of list. Directory of list. If you run this, forget about the things which are in double underscore, that is inbuilt thing. Forget about that. And the thing which is not in double underscore. These are the methods which is applicable only to the list. So what all I can do with the list? I can append, I can clear, copy, count, extend. I can use index method, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. All these are very simple methods. Let us see one by one. Let me take the B list. Okay. So how can you use the method? For example, if I'm using append method with the list B, you have to use B dot append. You have to use that method to that list. So I have to use B dot append and give an empty bracket. Okay. And if you don't know, maybe in future, if you forgot, or okay, I don't know what to give inside append. Very simple, place your cursor in the empty bracket inside and press shift tab. Shift tab. So you will be getting the info of that. Otherwise, just place your cursor over there. Automatically, it will give you the documentation. So what it has given? I think it showed before. Hold on. Okay, you can try it. Sometimes it will take time. It will tell you that append the object at the end of the list. So append is nothing but to append the object at the end of the list. For example, if I'm giving any number 45, and if you print the list, you can able to see this 45 is appended to the end of the list. That is called append. Clear? Shall we try to append the list and see what is happening? Got it? Okay. And you can also append a string. Whatever you're giving inside this append, any data you can give. So it will append at the end of the list. That is called append. Clear? The same list I'm taking here, and we'll see how extend is working. Can you see extend? Extend is very simple. B dot extend. In extend, actually, see they're telling you can extend a list by appending elements from the IEEE. It means that, like append, it will not accept all the data type. Int, float, no. So extend will accept only the IEEE data type. What is IEEE data type? Any idea? What is IEEE data type? Whichever data type has the indexing. Some order, we have order, right? Whichever the data type you have indexing, that is IEEE. So only those data types can be extended. For example, if I'm trying to extend 100, it will not work. See, you'll be getting error stating that int object is not IEEE. So maybe you can use string. String is IEEE. String have indexing. Okay. So string will be allowed. And what about other? I think list is IEEE, right? List. Shall we use list here and see? Yeah, it will accept IEEE data. Whichever the data type have indexing, it will accept. Clear? Now, one difference can you see between append and extend? Let me take the same list. I'm taking 12, 3. What is the difference you can able to see between append and extend? I'm just appending the same list, extending the same list. What difference we can able to see? Append is appending as a list itself, but extend, it is extending as an individual element, which makes a huge difference. Because indexing for when you're giving indexing here, what will happen? For this complete list, I'll be having one indexing. Yes or no? But what about here? This while extending, it is adding as an individual element. Clear? So you will have a separate indexing for each element. This is a difference between append and extend. Is everyone clear with that? Okay, I think Vani has asked one doubt. How will you slice this? Okay, let me try that. Okay, here. Let me run this. Okay. So ask slicing of this. Okay, can anyone tell me how the slicing will work? It's colon, not semicolon. You have to give colon. Okay, so she had given starting from -6. Okay, let me take this indexing. You can just count it and tell me. Where -6 is starting? -1, -2, -3, -4, okay, from 3. Starting from -6, I have to reach till -2. So -6, -5, -4, -3, -2 means, see, this is a stop value. So it will take till -1. So starting from -6, -5, -4, it has to take 3, 4, 5, 6. And the step is reverse. Okay, now it is giving empty. Why? Why this combination is not working? Any idea? Why this combination is not? It will not work. Why? Because, see, let me tell you. If I'm starting from -2 to -6 to -2, my arrow mark will be going in this way. Yes or no? Which is this side. It's going in reverse. And not reverse actually. Sorry, it is going from positive side. My arrow mark is in now not reverse. Sorry, it is going in the positive side. Yes or no? So where I'm starting from -2 to, let me put arrow mark exactly over here so that you will understand. So starting from -6. Okay, this is -6. So it is reaching till -2, so which is going in a positive side. And my step value is telling go in reverse. My step value is telling go in reverse, which will be like this. Which will be like this. Which is again you're facing the contradict. Both are in opposite direction. You cannot be able to fetch the information. Got it? Now, how can you make this combination work? Very simple. Make your step as positive, then it will work. Now I'm making the step value in the same direction like this. Very simple. Clear? Either you can change your step value into positive. Otherwise, keep the smaller value here and larger value here. Start from -2 to -6. Then it will work. Clear? The thing is, you have to make the arrow mark. The direction should be travel in the same direction. Okay, if it is in opposite direction, it will not fetch the value. Make sure that your arrow mark is following in the same direction. Clear, Vani? Okay, fine. So now let's come back to the list. Okay, I think hope you are clear with the extend and append. Yes or no? So append is working on the both the side. Maybe if you wanted to extend some element and add as an individual element, then go for extend. Otherwise, you can use append. Now let me see what is clear. Let me take this list. B itself. Clear is nothing but it will clear all the datas inside the list. Okay. So if I'm printing B, what will happen? You will be getting empty list. Why? Because it has cleared. I'm not deleting the list. I'm just clearing it. So all the elements inside this list will be clear. Okay, that is called clear. Now I've cleared the list, right? So I have to take again the same list. Let me keep it here. What is copy? What is copy? Copy is nothing but I'm taking B. I wanted to copy the same list to C also. Now if I print C also, I'll be having the same list. Okay. Or you can give like this, C dot copy. Okay, I'll tell you what is the difference between normal copy and giving the copy method. See, normally when I assign B to C, what happens? Let me run it and see. Okay, I think already I have C. Let me take X and I'll print X. X also I have because already I've used that variable now, so it is giving that value. Hold on. Let me give Y. Name Y is not defined. Okay. See, I'll tell you one second. If I'm taking B equal to 100, then I'm giving B equal to Y. Then let me print y now. Name y is not defined. Okay. So normally when you're assigning something, it's not working. Otherwise, let me take like this and try it. Ah, see, this is a normal copy. Okay. So you have to take, because before I was trying to assign y to b. I didn't define y. That's why I got name error. Now I'm trying to define b to variable y. Already I have defined the variable b, which is 100. So now I'm just copying the b to y. Now again the y is also holding the same element. Okay, what in case if I'm having some list in b? Okay, okay, okay. Now let me run it. Now y also holding the same list. Clear? Now this is a normal copy. Normal copy. For example, if I'm trying to change one element in b of 1. What is b of 1? First indexing is 3. Instead of 3, I wanted to replace with 300. Then again I'm printing both b and y. If I run this, what is happening over here? See, if I make one changes, it is reflecting both the list, which is not good. Actually, I wanted to change the element only in the list b, not in y. Okay. But what is happening when you do normal copy? It is reflecting both. Got it? But when I'm copying it, when I'm using this copy method, okay, now look at the changes. It's not reflecting. Yes or no? I wanted to make changes only into the list B, and I can able to see changes only in the B, not in Y. So this is the difference between normal copy and by using copy method. Clear? Yes or no? So this is copy. Okay, and difference between print B, see, when you are using print B, it is making use of the Python outputs console. If you are not using print, and if you're printing, if you're just giving B and running it, it will make use of this Google Collapse output console. Only the console will be different. The result will be same one. Clear? If you use print, we are making use of Python's output console. If you are not using print, we are making use of the tool, whatever the tool you are using, that Google Collapse output console. Clear? Okay. Now we'll just move quick to all the methods one by one. We have seen append, clear, copy, and count. What is count? Count is very simple. You can count something. For example, if I wanted to count how many 2 I have over here. Okay, mention the number which wanted to be count. So it is telling you have 3 times the count repeated. That is count. Okay. And what is index? Index means very simple. For example, if I'm giving high over here, one element I'm using it as high. If you wanted to know exactly at which indexing the high element is located, so give that element inside the high and run it. Now it is telling exactly at the 7th indexing high element is located. That is called index, getting the index of the element. Clear? And what about insert? B dot insert. See, insert means I'm trying to insert some element inside the list. See, it is telling that for inserting, you have to mention 2 things. Which object you have to insert and at which indexing. Okay. So, for example, I'm telling at the 2nd indexing, I wanted to insert hello. Now, let me print this B and C. Where is 2nd indexing? Actually, before in the 2nd indexing, I was having 0, 1, 2, 4. See, here I'm not replacing. I'm not doing item assignment. I'm just inserting. So the 4 already which is present in that indexing, no, it will move to the next element. Clear? So now I'll be having 2, 3, then hello. So in the 3rd index, I mean the 2nd indexing, 0, 1, and 2. In the place of 2nd indexing, I will be inserting this hello, and this 4 will be moved to the next position. Clear? Got it? This is index and insert. And what about pop? For example, see, pop is nothing but pop and remove almost same. For example, if I'm giving pop, I wanted to pop 91. It will pop that 91 alone and it will give it to you. Pop, okay. Sorry, you have to give the index, which, for example, 91 at which index position we have? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So whenever you're popping, please make sure that you have to give the indexing, not the value. Okay. So I'm popping the 9th indexing, and can you see that element alone is popped here? Okay. After when you're printing this list B and C, that 91 will not be there, which is popped out. Clear? This is called pop. And what about remove? The remove is very simple. See, pop and remove both are removing the element, okay. But you have one difference. Inside the pop, you have to mention the indexing. But in the remove, you can directly mention the element, which element you wanted to remove. See, I'm directly passing 91. And after that, if you print B, 91, you cannot find 90. Clear? So 91 will be removed. Okay. This is pop and remove. So next we have a very simple is reverse and sort. See, if I wanted to reverse, already you know how to reverse. If you give a double colon -1, it will reverse. This is a slicing concept. But without slicing, if you wanted to reverse, you have to go for reverse method. Okay, and this you have to print it and see. The complete list will be reversed. Clear? Okay. And what about sort? If I'm giving sort, it will sort from ascending to descending order. Very simple. That is called reverse and sort. Clear? Everyone clear till here? Let me know. Yeah, next we are going to see tuple and one by one. And then only I can tell the difference between tuple and list. And after sorting, for example, I wanted to reverse after sorting. Very simple, you can give like this. After sorting, I wanted to reverse. So I am enabling my reverse equal to true. Now see, your sorted list will be reversed. That also is possible. Clear? Where, see, directly also you can reverse the list. Otherwise, you can sort and reverse the list. That also it is possible. Clear? Everyone clear with the list? Shall we move towards the tuple? Yes, sorting means order. Okay, so let me move towards tuple. See, tuple, like list means we are enclosing in the square bracket. Tuple means parenthesis. For example, the same list I'm taking, if I keep it in the parenthesis bracket, it is a tuple. Print B and C, then type of B, it will show you tuple. Okay. And we'll see what are the rule. What are the very famous in tuple. They are telling tuple is immutable. Why? Any idea? Already I told you what is mutable and what is the opposite of immutable. Tuple can also hold any data as an element. It is heterogeneous. But they are telling tuple is immutable, which means, I'll tell you, you cannot change, replace any value in the tuple. The error message will clearly tell you tuple object does not support item assignment. So the data type which is not supporting item assignment, it is not mutable. So which we used to call it as immutable. Clear? See, tuple is fixed. Once you have kept the element, it is fixed. You cannot change. You cannot insert. You cannot do nothing. Once you fixed, it is fixed. So that's why if you check the methods for tuple, you won't have much methods. Clear? So because once, see, you have indexing. See, tuple have indexing. Tuple, the same like list, tuple have positive and negative indexing. Okay. You can access it, you can slice it, you can access the element, you can slice the element, but you cannot change, replace, or modify, or you cannot do nothing. It's fixed. That's why we used to call it as immutable. See, they are clearly telling item assignment is not possible. Got it? Clear? This is tuple. And one more thing I'll tell you. I told only if we have bracket, it is tuple. But look at this. I'm not using any bracket. But if I get type of this B now, then also it is showing tuple. How it is possible? Or let me take 10 comma, then it is showing tuple again. Why? Yes, tuple is static, is fixed. See, if I remove this comma, the type is integer now. I think now you got to know the difference. Any integer after comma, see, by looking at comma, also it decides it is a tuple. Clear? Okay, not only parenthesis, by looking at the comma, also it decides it is a tuple. So you should not wonder, like wherever you see, there is no bracket, by why it is tuple. Okay, you have to understand this also. If you're not giving parenthesis also, by looking at the comma, it will consider as tuple. Are you clear with tuple? Shall we move to the range data type? IEEE means, for example, tuple have indexing, list have indexing, string have indexing, which is accessing one by one. Okay, IEEE indexing we have, no, element by element we have indexing, letter by letter we have indexing. That is IEEE. Int is only one number, one element, which is not IEEE. Okay, yeah, repetitive. Yes, Harish. So that is called IEEE. Okay, so let me move to range. See, if I'm printing a range of 10. See, range also have a rule. Start, stop, step. Okay, let me give the same. For example, I have to start with 1, comma, end with 10, and my step is 1. See, in the indexing, I mean in the slicing, I'm passing the indexing. Which indexing it should start, stop, and step. But in the range, I'm directly passing the value. I have to start with 1 and end with 10, and the step is 1. If I print this, again, it will give you the range 1, 10 only. Why you can't be able to see the elements inside the range? Why means I don't have any data to hold those range of values. So shall we take list, or you can take tuple, set, anything. So I'm going to hold all these elements in a list. Okay, now look at the answer. Okay, I think list one bracket. So I have to be clear with the brackets. Okay. See, now I have a list to hold all the range of values. Clear? Now let me take some other range of value. For example, let me start with 0 and end with 20. And I'm taking my step value as 2. Okay, so I have to start with 0, end with 20 means it will take till 19. Again, stop is exclusive. It will take till 19 and the step is starting from 0 every second value. Now if I run, again the list will hold the values. Are you clear with the range of values? Even you can try it in the negative way. That also will work. This is called range. Yes, range is a sequence. Okay, now let us see dictionary. See, as of now, I'm just implementing. We have organized material for each data type and how it works. We have an organized material. Just we are trying out here. Okay, this is not the material which I'm going to share it. This is for the live session only. Now let's try with the dictionary. See, dictionary have a syntax like this: key, value, comma, key, then value. This is how the syntax will be. Okay. See, as of now, in list and tuple, okay, in list and tuple, we had a set of elements and we had an indexing. But here the syntax itself is different, right? They're telling key is nothing but here key acts as an indexing and value as a data. Okay, and you can have any data as a key and any data as a value. So let me give you one real-time example for this. For example, let me take employee details. I'm going to store the employee detail in a dictionary. This is how we store the data in the real time. Okay. Let me take employee data and store it in the dictionary. For example, I'm going to take e name. You have to keep it in a string, okay? Quotation. Employee name. I'm going to take some list of employee names. And as I told, based on the requirement and use case, you can use any data as a key and any data as a value. Let me take Vani as one employee and Vanu. Keep it in a quotation, don't forget, otherwise you'll get name error. And let me take Preeti. I'm just taking some of the participants' name, okay? And let me take Priya. So I have 4 employee details over here. So now I stored my 4 employee name. Let me take the employee ID as one key, and employee ID will be, let me take 12, 13, and 14. Okay, and then I'm going to store employee salary, and I'm going to take a key as employee salary ESAL, then value as a salary. Okay, let me take employee salary. Sorry. And okay, fine. So now my dictionary is ready with the employee details. If you print employee, your dictionary is ready. Got it? Your dictionary is ready. Now, I have stored the employee details in a dictionary with the structure syntax we have. Key value. See how I have chosen the key and the value based on the employee details. Okay. See, you know what are the data types we have. You can use, based on the requirement, you can use any data as a key and value. But one thing, you should not use the repeated key. For example, I'll tell you how. For example, if I'm taking Vani and her salary is 50,000, and let me take Kumar and his salary is something like this, and I'm going to take one more Vani. So here the clashes happen. What happened now? See, when I print this dictionary, see what happens if you're repeating the same key. It will take only one Vani, the reason one Vani, and it will update the recent salary. This is the issue we will face when you're using the key repeatedly. See, we have one rule over here. Key should be uh sorry, key should be unique, and value can be anything. This is the rule we follow for dictionary. Clear? Key should be always unique. Why? Because see, if you're using the same name, it is replacing. The recently updated salary will be updated for both the one. That's why you should not use the repeated key. Key should be always unique. Okay, fine. So now we're ready with the dictionary. Now, if I wanted to access employee name alone, how can I access? Take the dictionary name and in the square bracket, give the key name. See, you can access the value only through the key. If I wanted to access a list of employee name, I can access only through the key called ename. Now, if I run this, see, you can able to get the list of employee names. Okay, if you give EID, you will get list of employee IDs, and same for employee salary also. Clear till here? Okay. Now, what in case if I want only Vani detail? I want only Vani employee detail. Allow. How can I do it? Take employee name key. See, the name I have stored in a list. Where exactly Vani is located, in which indexing Vani is located? Which index? Yes, 0. Very good. So I have to give 0 over here. Okay. In the same way, every time I have to mention the dictionary name and the key name. Okay. So again for ID, I'm going to give EID, and again I'm going to give ESAL. Now see, you can able to get only the Vani's detail. A single employee detail I can able to access. Clear? So dictionary is very, very important because most of the data when we are taking from API, The data will be in a form of dictionary only. So it is good to, and it's very important to know about dictionary. Clear? So I told how can you store the employee detail in a dictionary and how to access the employee details and also how to access a single employee detail. Everyone clear with the dictionary? Shall we move to the set? Okay. I think we are done with okay. List, tuple, dictionary. Okay, we have a string and set left. Okay, how to define a string? Very simple. In a quotation, right? For example, if I'm taking X and Python session, and if you print this X, what happens? If you get type of X, it should be small x. I'm printing in capital letter. Okay. Now this is will be your string type. Okay. And string also have indexing. If I'm taking X of second indexing, so it will give you T, where the second indexing is T. And you can also slice from second indexing till ninth indexing I want. Okay. And the step value is 1. It will slice also and give you. So string is I triple. You have indexing. Clear? And shall we see item assignment is possible in string? Shall we try it? X of 0. I'm trying to change the first character as Y. Okay. String also does not support item assignment. So what is string now? String is immutable. Clear? String is also immutable. Got it? You cannot change anything. Okay? But we have a lot of methods to work with string, which you can try to replace something. But directly you cannot change or replace with the indexing. Clear? Clear with the string? Next, the last one is set. Again, it's important. See, let me take S equal to, I'm giving set is defined in a curly braces. See, list means what? Square bracket. Tuple means parenthesis or comma. String means quotation. Dictionary means key value structure. And set means curly braces. Dictionary also we are defining in curly braces, but the syntax is different. We have key value. But set is you can define inside the curly braces. Now, let me say take some repeated elements. Okay. Now I am printing this set. Now look at one wonderful thing the set is going to do now. Look at the answer and tell me what the set is doing now. Set is removing the duplicate elements from the set. Yes or no? See, it is removing the repeated elements. For example, if I'm keeping this in a square bracket, I'll be getting whatever I'm defining, I'll be getting as it is. Okay. But once the moment I change this list as set, what is happening? It is removing the duplicate elements. The set is used to remove the duplicate elements. Yes. I'm going to give you one task now. Okay. Let's see whether you are able to do it. Now I have a list called Z. Okay. Now wantedly I'm taking the repeated elements. Okay. Now you have to remove the duplicate elements from this set. Sorry, from this list. What can you do? I have to see the task is you know which data type will remove the duplicate elements. But now the task will be like this only in the real time. They will be giving you some list and they will ask you to remove the duplicate elements from this list. What can I do now? Yes, very good, Muthu. I think you've given the right answer. I can go and seek help from the set, right? Yes or no? So what I have to do, I'm going to convert. I'm going to keep the Z list inside the set. And see, now the duplicate elements has been removed. in the list Z. But the one thing is, after removing the duplicate element, my list is converted into set now. But my client will ask the result again back in the list only, not in a set. So what can we do? Just keep the same thing in a list. After converting the list, after converting this Z list to set and removing the duplicate element, finally put all the result in a list again. Now look at the answer. The final result will be in a list. Clear? Very easy. See, in the future, you're going to use it like that only. You can seek help from other data type also. You can keep it inside. Clear? Fine. So we are done with the data types. Fundamental and derived. Okay. Any doubts? Clear till now? Yes? And also, I will forward a few materials regarding this, apart from the notes which I have. Because covering everything in the live session, that on the 7 days, is not possible, because I can give only one example, right? So if you wanted to go for multiple examples, or if you wanted to check on the methods or of data types, I will give you few links to work on. You can just go through it, apart from the material which I have. Clear? You can check my material, and also you can check with the articles and the link which I am giving it, which will help you for just doing the self-study. Clear? Thank you, Ravi Kiran. Thank you, Prashantji. Thank you for your feedback. Okay. So I don't want to dump everything now. So first we'll be ready with the data types, and tomorrow we will be like, hold on. Tomorrow we will be seeing operators, and then we will move to conditional statement, if else. Then we will move to loop. Tomorrow we are going to see three concepts: operators, if else, conditional, then for loop, while loop. Okay. I think once you know all these things, that is, you can understand easily, and we can move a bit fast. Okay. Any doubts so far? You can just go for it.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, yes. Yes.
Hello, madam.
Yes, Yogesh.
Yeah, I just wanted to remove duplicated data when I collected a data through questionnaire. How is it possible?
Come again. How? In what data type you have the data?
Data duplication is there when I collected a data through questionnaire. I just wanted to remove the duplicated data.
Keep
Is it
that in
possible that can I remove with the help of set?
Yeah, try it. I think you can do it. Try it with set. Convert that into set and see.
But data is very huge. It means if we are going to collect the data from more than 300 people and we
I
wanted to
think you
remove the
can keep it in
duplication.
a loop, right?
Yeah.
You can keep it in a loop and try it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, I think Swami, you have any doubt? You were about to ask something. So these are the data types, whatever we have seen today can be used as an input to the program, whatever we are writing. Maybe whatever the concepts we are seeing tomorrow. So for that, for everything we need an input, right? So the input is going to be what all the data types we have seen today. So thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you, Lakota.
Madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you tomorrow. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.